Hey, I'm Gojo, and I'll bring you guys the final part of Would Goku use the guard room before Z. So yeah, or early. So yeah. Also, you guys are wondering, yes, I know it's been a really long time since I've done this what if and I've not finished it yet. I know it's just because I've been focused on many other what ifs and many other things on my channel. They kind of forgot about this what if, but after actually kind of looking through some of my videos, I kind of realized that I must finish it. So why not finish it with the grand finale? With of course Bogoku and Vegeta. And of course, it will be happening after the battle between in the last video, with of course Bogoku and Vegeta able to prevail against Battle Frieza. But realizing that they must continue to grow stronger so they can defeat Frieza in the future, they continue to train and increase their power. Goku and Vegeta decide to strive for their own powers. With of course Vegeta and Goku are actually able to unlock Supreme Blue Evolution thanks to gravity training with Whis' help. Of course, Whis was able to increase the gravity as much as the Saiyans wanted to. And of course, Goku and Vegeta wanted at least to be around the sextillion mark. And of course, this will push their bodies beyond their limitations, with both of them able to achieve and perfect Supreme Blue Evolution. With this form, they were now even stronger than they were before, even when they actually were as Gogeta. Of course, they decided to fuse and eventually test the power of Gogeta against Beerus, and both of them were able to shake the entire universe 7 just by the clash of their fists. But he was even more powerful than it was before. Even Beerus was impressed because of Gogeta in his Blue Evolution form was even stronger than he was back then when he was 90% of his power, but now he was utilizing it 100%. He was surprised at how strong this Gogeta version is now. And of course, Gogeta told him that he's even stronger because he had not even used Kaioken. Of course, Beerus realized that Gogeta is indeed correct. If he uses Kaioken, he will easily able to overpower Beerus. Since both Goku and Vegeta can already use levels of Kaioken times 20 with ease and no strain to their bodies, which of course will mean that they're strong and powerful. Of course, they continue to train and eventually go on with their own paths. We were just time to go the path of Beerus and Goku on top of the Angels. Of course, both of them would train in trying to control the basic powers that they have achieved. Of course, by the time of the United States vs. tournament, most likely that both and Vegeta have been trying to master their techniques inside the time chamber as they train to prepare for the tournament. Of course, they know they're already strong enough, but they want to particularly make sure they have mastered their new forms. With Vegeta able to achieve his Akashi mode, and Goku achieve Ultra Instinct Sign. This was just the beginning stages of their transformations, and they want to master these transformations first so they can be prepared for the battle. Of course, their training was incredibly good, but they also want Universe 6 to also train as well. Of course, Jumbo is kind of too cocky to even think that his universe needed training, but Bear is telling that if he wants his universe to win, he must train them, even at least for a week. And of course, Jumbo has to use the parental power to make his fighters as strong as possible, but mostly they do not become that too strong. Of course, Number 2 or 16 or 7 will most likely go the same as the original, except that either Potamo or Magetta will not be able to even face Vegeta or Goku. Also, the battle between Goku and Frost will still go as the original, but due to Frost being stronger, he'll most likely able to put up a better challenge to Goku, but still not enough to even push him to utilize his Super Saiyan because this Goku being stronger than his original counterpart, because of the gravity training, so yeah. Because this, of course, most likely Vegeta wouldn't face off against Hit, but unlike the original, due to Vegeta being much more stronger, he'll actually able to fight Hit. Of course, this Hit is stronger because of his training with Champa, but in comparison to many other versions of himself, he's not that strong. So Vegeta utilizing his Blue Evolution is easily able to knock out the Assassin Hit. And eventually Vegeta actually wants to challenge both Champa and Beerus. And Goku decides to actually agree with the idea, as they both want to test out their powers. And of course, both of the shores were actually surprised at the two Saiyans' proclamations, so they decided to agree to this, as both Goku and Vegeta powered up. Both of them powered up to their strongest stages, being Blue Evolution perfected. As both of them rushed against both Beerus and Champa, both of the shores were actually pushed back by the power of the two Saiyans. Even Beerus was impressed because the two Saiyans have grown immensely stronger, and even Whis can even tell as well. Even for those actually impressed that the students that he has been training are this powerful. Of course, Whis telling them he not actually trained them that much. They have been training just with his slightly help, but mostly they have made this progress by themselves. Of course, actually surprised Vano since those Saiyans were incredibly powerful and able to reach the powers of the gods so quickly. Even for a regular mortal, it would took at least a couple of eons to even reach a level of a destroyer. But those Saiyans just did it in a couple of years. This is indeed an impressive progress for these mortals. But Whis, of course, tells those that the strongest out of all the mortals are actually Goku and Vegeta, but actually Gohan. The two Gohan having much more potential, but since Gohan is not been trained as regularly as Goku and Vegeta were, he was still slacking behind them, but he was still pretty strong himself nonetheless, which surprised those as Gohan was so strong. If he actually trained for as long as Goku and Vegeta were, he most likely be stronger than both of them. But he did not do that since he had a wife and a child to take care of. So yeah. Of course, as the battle continues to go on, both Chargers will use their full powers, but eventually Goku and Vegeta decides to show out their trump card. Is eventually both of them will close their eyes. Vegeta will roar as the destruction of aura will cover him and eventually explode from his body, as Goku will be surrounded by a white aura as it explodes as well, with the entire planet being shined by purple and white aura, with purple electricity and a white lightning surrounding the entire planet. Everyone was in shock by the power they seen, as Goku and Vegeta were now in their Goku was now in Ultra Instinct sign, and Vegeta was in his Akashi mode. Jumbo was in shock by the power that Vegeta possessed because he was able to achieve the power of a destroyer. But Vegeta told him that he's just in the beginning stages of his full power. According to the pilot Champa, as Beerus was using about that Goku actually achieve Ultra Instinct. Goku tells Beerus that with Vegeta and him, they have been trained inside a time chamber, and they have been able to perfect those beginning stages of forms, but they have not able to fully surpass them. But for now, Beerus should be satisfied with this. Of course, Beerus just smiles and tells Goku to give it his all. Goku does so, as eventually the battle between the two Shorts and Saiyans would then finish, as both Saiyans were able to win the battle. The battle, of course, was close, but of course, due to two Saiyans being much more powerful and stronger in base, they're able to overpower the Shorts and eventually win the battle, proclaiming themselves as the true strongest mortals in the multiverse. Of course, both and Vegeta will continue to train and increase their powers. But of course, with the word of both of them being the strongest mortals in the entire multiverse, of course, Belmont would have heard about this. Eventually decided to train his warrior Jiren, believing that if someone can actually face those two powerful mortals that were able to take on two Shorts by themselves, then he should train his own so he can handle him and not even Margarita. So he decides to probably train Jiren for the next couple of years before the Tournament of Power occurs. Of course, Goku Black arc will not happen in this timeline because of Goku and Vegeta being this strong, and also because of their power and because of practically Vegeta having the power of God Destruction. I'll most likely say that Zanzo is too scared to practically face Goku and Vegeta, and I think that he will not even try to think of even stealing their bodies because of their power and strength. And even if he does try, you most likely that Goku and Vegeta are at the same level. And since Zanzo did not have the full power of Goku or Vegeta in the beginning, you most likely would take him a couple of days to even tap into power. But because Goku and Vegeta are constantly together and training, it most likely mean that they're easily able to take on Doppelganger Goku Black or Vegeta Black with ease and eventually not happen. So the Goku Black or Vegeta arc will not happen in his timeline. So yeah. Of course, we'll skip on to Tournament of Power. Of course, everyone in Universe 6 have been training and increase their powers, eventually even doing much more gravity training. At the time, Gohan is fully able to perfect his Super Saiyan 3, and even combine his ultimate form with it, making him even stronger. But he has also achieved God Ki and has achieved Super Saiyan God thanks to Goku and Vegeta's help. They want Gohan to be as the strongest, so they taught him God Ki and how to mix it with his ultimate form. And Gohan was pretty grateful for that. As for Gotenks, he was able to achieve the ultimate form and even combine God Ki with it. And he was even able to perfect Super Saiyan God and ultimate state. With this, of course, this made him incredibly strong and powerful. And Goku and Vegeta did continue to train and increase their powers, and eventually achieving the forms that they tried to strive for so long. And they're now able to actually fully utilize them to the best of their abilities. Of course, they not master them, but they can utilize them very well. Of course, when the tournament does begin, Universe 7 is actually able to eliminate two universes with ease. Because Universe 7 being much shorter than the canon, they're most likely able to knock out multiple universes and actually have less casualties. Meaning that only 2 to 3 fighters are actually eliminated while the others are still there. It means that Universe 7 will actually get the most eliminations than most other universes. Surprisingly, most destroyers as some of their universes were easily defeated and eventually, of course, erased by Zeno because of the tournament's rules. Of course, the only mortal that will actually challenge Goku and Vegeta would have been Jiren, with him wanting to test out his power against both of them. Of course, Jiren's glare alone was able to shake the entire arena. But Goku and Vegeta were still slightly unfazed, they powered up. Their power also shaking the entire arena itself, as the show was actually surprised by the power. Beerus, of course, just slightly sweats as he sees that Goku and Vegeta have surpassed him. Whis believes that in time, maybe Goku and Vegeta are able to reach his level of power. Even Beerus is actually surprised that Whis actually saying that. Whis believes that in time, Goku and Vegeta were able to reach his level. Even if it took him at least 10 to a couple of years, Whis believes that in time, Goku and Vegeta were able to grow strong enough to reach his level. And of course, Beerus is actually surprised because now they have surpassed him. Individually, Goku and Vegeta can take on Beerus by themselves, but now they're even stronger than Beerus. Meaning they are stronger than most destroyers, and even close to some of the weaker angels. So yeah. Of course, most of the angels would be surprised, and eventually Jiren and Goku would have used the power of Ultra Instinct. But of course, Vegeta power up to Ultra Ego, and eventually decided to face off against Jiren, as Goku then power up into his Master Ultra Instinct. Surprised almost all the angels except Whis, as he knew about it for a very long time. But Goku eventually would rush against Jiren, as Jiren would have used the power of Ultra Instinct Sign and his Akashi mode. Of course, even with his power, Jiren is only trying to equalize the playing field with Goku and Vegeta. Even though he's stronger than both of them, their teamwork together is incredibly good as well, making it so Jiren actually has a really hard time to keep up with both of them. No matter what he does, the Pirate Trooper is completely overwhelmed by the two Saiyans. But two Saiyans know that if they continue to fight for this long, their energy will be depleted and they will not be able to contain their forms for too long. So they decide to practically finish this with a really quick fashion. Both using Soul Flare as they blind Jiren as Jiren is blinded. Of course, Belmont shouts for Jiren to not get distracted, but before he can finish his sentence, Boku and Vegeta perform the fusion dance and eventually fuse into Gogeta, and Gogeta powers up to his Ultra form, combining both Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. Of course, it surprised both all destroyers and angels, as the power of Gogeta is equalized to that of Whis in this form. Whis actually surprised that Gogeta is this strong, and now he's at the same level as him. Which is smiles as he tells Jiren that now it's time for him to finish his battle. Of course, Jiren tells Gogeta not to get cocky, but before he can say anything, Gogeta appears behind him and telling him that no matter what he does to him, he's stronger. Before Jiren can turn around, Gogeta was able to knee him to the ground and eventually kick him away. With a couple of punches and kicks, Gogeta is easily able to overpower Jiren. Jiren is actually shocked as he tries to use his power to overpower Gogeta, but Gogeta's overwhelming strength and speed and the power of Ultra Instinct itself was able to overwhelm Jiren as well. And eventually Gogeta is able to knock out Jiren, win the tournament, and eventually eliminate the rest of the universe. Eventually Gogeta is proclaimed the winner, and eventually waits for all the universes to be restored. Of course, some of the events that happen in canon will still go the same as the original. With of course the events of the Moral arc going the same, except that Vegeta has to go Ultra Ego and eventually erase Moral. Meaning that 73 will not be found, and Granola will actually have much more time to prepare himself. But also the events of the Granola arc will still happen, just at at least around, I would say, 3 to 4 years later. But of course, due to both of this, I must say that Granola cannot actually wish for it to become strongest because it will most likely lead to his death because of Goku and Vegeta being this strong. Both Goku and Vegeta are now at the levels of destroyers. So to practically say that he wants to be the strongest except being at the same level as a destroyer means that he would have to be at least to the level of Gohan. And both Goku and Vegeta are stronger than Gohan, so most likely means that Granola will easily get beaten by both of them. Even when Gas does want to become stronger than Granola, he'll still be defeated by both the teamwork of Goku and Vegeta. Also, Frieza was not revived in his timeline because of them already having enough fighters. So, yeah. So, practically Black Frieza will not appear, nor anything like that. Also, durable superheroes will happen like in the original, and Gohan will be much stronger as well, and able to perform the same feat he did with Cell much more easily as well. So, yeah. This is the end for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Sign out, everyone. See you next time.